Hello everybody. In this video, I will show you how to create buttons in 3 different ways. The first way is very simple. You just log into your website first and contents are on the right hand side. You can add, if you remember our first video, we added a carousel and we tried some other things here, but it's easy to use. This is super user friendly, and let's just add something here. There are 2 things we can do. We can add a direct link or a link that's located inside our pages that you see right here. So let's click this button. I'm sure you all have it when you log into your website. And then I'm just gonna name this home. And then if you click right here, it already shows you the pages that you have. And since I'm also inside the home page, I don't need to do that. So other pages are shown. So, which is why I'm just gonna make it about. Let's do about. And let's click about right here. Then all we have to do is just click and then done. And we can drag this way up to the right. That's where I want to put the about. And let's say I also want to add another button. Let's look at, I want to show the day-to-day project. And day-to-day project. And we can click now page is set, click insert. And now we can also put right at the bottom of this so we know these things are grouped. Now we can extend it slightly. There we are. Oh, no. Now, much better. Okay. Now we can also add the other buttons, and let's do, see what other we have. So this is not updated, but yes, we are going to need the project. So let's just say project. This is going to be the highlights of the project, unlike the day-to-day one. So let's click insert. And then we can move it to the left. And one other that I'd like to show you is the other page that we have, references. And click insert. And we can move it right here. And just to match it by the size, let's extend it to the right. Oops. So we're gonna shrink this one a little bit. And now we can do that just fine. Okay. Now this is one way doing this. And I'm just gonna click publish. And when you click publish, you can see your draft and what is currently published. So don't worry how it looks like right now. And you can click right here, expand, and see how it looks like. And click publish. And there we are. At the bottom, it shows view, and let's click view. And there we are. Let's see if the links are working. Let's go to day-to-day. There we are. Now we have a problem. Yes, we do have home button here, always, yes. But I want to have a button like this. When I go to day-to-day, I want to see a button that says here, go back. Something like that. And let's check the other links real quick. Let's go home. Let's go to project. It's empty, but we know. Let's go home and references. It's empty. Let's go home. Let's click about. As you can see, all links are working fine. Now, let's go home again. And like I told you, when we visit, say, day-to-day page, I want to be able to click something here to go back. So, which is why let's switch back to editing website page. Now, here you can check one thing. Let's navigate to the other pages. Say, for example, about. And it doesn't have anything, but let's just add a button. And here we're gonna just say go back or something. Okay, and then where is to go back? Home. And then there we are. We can add it anywhere that you want, and which is kind of the way. And let's see if we can put it right below. Okay, I like this one better. Now this button will be right underneath of about, and let's do that for the other pages. So what if we are inside the project? We need a button to go back, and let's just say go back. And remember, this could be in so many other names. You don't have to give go back name. And we want to go back to home. And let's drag it right here. There we are. Let's go to day to day. And then let's add a button. Let's just say go back. And then add home. Click insert. And then move it up. And there we are. And then last page, references. And let's add a button. Type go back. Choose home. Insert. Drag it up. And there we are. Now all our pages should have go back button. Let's click publish and publish again. And we can click view, or I had it open, so I'm just going to refresh it. And now I am inside, what page is this? Okay, I'm going to switch to project. And here I'm going back. I'm going to references, I'm going back. I'm clicking about, I'm going back. Day to day, go back. And there we are. All the buttons are working perfectly. Let's go back to our editing page. Here, I also want to show you how you could do some other ways. Like this is just using the Google website interface, which allows you to add buttons so easily. What if? This is mainly meant for some advanced users, but not really so advanced. If you know a little bit of HTML here and there, you probably understand what I'm going to do. I'm just going to embed, let's put a placeholder. And let's extend it. And inside of here, I'm just going to add the text, or let me just embed. And I'm just going to embed code. And here I'm going to type one simple button, and you can check this out. And the button is so little. Let's just click insert. Oh wow. So let's edit. Oops, we didn't close the quotation. Let's just do that. Let's go next. There we are. Click save. And we don't need to keep this so big. Oh wow. Let's just shrink it. Shrink. shrink it all the way. We can also attribute some colors and stuff to this button. But the point is I'm showing you how you can add a simple button. Okay, let's just save this. And I will add this right here. Now, while this stays up here, this is inside references in case you want to go to Google and search for something. And let's click publish and publish again. Let's go to the published page, refresh, go to references, refresh. Did we not do that? Just a second. Okay, it is up here. Is this inside references? Yep. Let's go to references. Okay, now refresh. And let's click search on Google. Bam, it's on the next page. And good thing is it's not using the same window, so we can just close that. Now, that's step one. Now let's go back to our editing page. And here I'm going to add, actually, why did I add this placeholder? I was going to put some stuff here, but never mind. Let's just get rid of it. And let me embed another code. And this one, that's going to be slightly different, but still the same. We're going to get a button. All right, let's just check if this works. Click insert. Let's shrink it down. And let's move it to the top right. And this button, maybe we can color them next time or give some attributes to them later. But just so you know, let's just publish it. Okay, let's switch back to other page, refresh, refresh. There we go. On third refresh, it came. Okay, let's click We Have Learning. There we go. So it get to my YouTube channel. Now, there are two different ways. On the first way, we just use simple HTML. On this one, we used a simple script. We set window.open. That's a simple script that you can embed inside your HTML. Hopefully that sums up what we do for the buttons, but hopefully you got the idea of doing buttons that Google site provides right here. And these are the HTML code you can most probably inspect to copy this code. Let's just inspect it and see if we get that. It was inside the references. Okay. Oops, it's loading. Now let's go to references. Now let's inspect this. As you can see, the text I put is a button class btn, and on click is a method I'm just telling. Just do this script. Open this window, and I'm supplying the link, and it takes another parameter, and I just left it empty, or you can put just blank or something. And this is the name that shows up, and closing the button right there. That's it. So you can also inspect this one, right click, inspect, and that has a tag, href, the link that goes to Google, and what is displayed is search on Google, a tag is closed, and button is closed. And if you notice, whatever HTML you type inside Google website is put inside an iframe, which is interesting. That's kind of cool. And if you know how to deal with the iframes, I suggest you take a look at this. And one final element, a piece of idea for those who like to dig deep and play around. If we go back to our HTML code, I'm just going to edit this one. And then I'm going to give this button an ID tag. And you can always give these attributes. Let's say btn. And this will not show up. The only thing that will show up is the search on Google. And let's close. Now, as you can see, there's nothing changed. And let's edit this one. This already has class, but oh wow, I want to add also an ID. And I'm just going to say ID equals btn1, something, and space. And keeping space between them will be fair enough for the most part. Let's just check it out. And let's publish it. And publish. Let's give it a minute. It's gonna click in. Let's refresh. Okay, let's inspect this Google again. There we go. Now we can see button has an ID tag, which is super easy to give attributes to your buttons. These are going to be later on super handy when it comes to ID or when it comes to accessing them. The two important tags that I use for the most of the times is ID and class tags. And let's inspect the other one. And as you can see, it already has class btn. It also has ID tag btn1. And if you are ever curious about this, let me know. I'll help you more. And these are going to make your code pretty good, because later on, anybody who is looking into your code can say, oh, you plan your page. And you can use this to style these. This is very important when you're styling it. And it is really crucial that you give names that make sense. For example, I put btn, and actually that btn is a class in the Bootstrap, and I could also use btn success, or things like that. But in that case, I have to import the Bootstrap, which is a little bit more advanced, but you know what? It's super easy once you start digging. Hopefully you got the idea of today's video. That helps. Let's go back and feel free to ask questions. Until next time.